Hello, welcome back to the Sourcewell Podcast. I'm Alex, and today I'm here with Rick,
What's up?
Gamer,
Hello there.
and our guest today, Cloudy, or Peyton,
That's me. That's me.
a well-known Discord shitposter.
Yep, that's also me.
Alright,
God, see memes.
so this episode of the podcast is going to be a little different. We're not going to be talking much about comic-related stuff. We're going to be talking about video games this time. Another source of nerd and fandom.
Another source of hell.
Yeah,
that
basically.
too. Hours of our lives wasted away on the newest release.
Worthless pixels.
Mhm.
Either that or it's just a bunch of garbage that needs 4,000 patches in order to make it fucking
Or shit
playable.
you spend way too much money on with the microtransactions.
Big titty
Oh,
Tifa
God,
lives matter.
Bro,
Isn't
you can
that
make
just like
it
Battlefront though?
Yeah.
Like Battlefront 2 microtransactions?
Dude,
Oh,
don't even
yeah,
get me started on
Battlefront
Battlefront
2,
2.
dude.
It started with the first Battlefront, right? Where people were complaining about the microtransactions,
Well,
and then
And then it
in
not-
escalated.
Battlefront 2, it
not-
got worse. Yeah.
We're talking about the rebooted Battlefront franchise, not the original from the early 2000s. We're talking about
Oh,
the
I know.
newer ones.
Oh, I know that, yeah. The new ones are
Um,
fucking dog shit.
Yeah, there in Battlefront 2, there was a thing put into the arcade mode where if you played too many matches, you couldn't gain any more credits.
Which is the dumbest
You
thing imaginable.
There was a clip of the guy
Isn't-
going, "Wow, thank you. You've been enjoying our game too much. Here's a FU to you."
I think speaking of Battlefront, Breaking Benjamin's vocalist Ben Burnley, he shat on it and he flat out said the game, I don't remember if it was like the first or the second one, but he just said the game is just not fun. There's awful spawn points, the hit detection sucks. It's just not fun.
You get
Yeah,
spawn
exactly.
killed constantly, dude. Oh, when I
Yeah.
saw
basically.
when I saw Breaking Benjamin in concert, they did a Star Wars tribute where they played Duel of the Fates.
That's
Oh hell
awesome.
yeah.
It was awesome.
Ben Burnley is the fucking man. Quote me on that.
Oh, and Five Finger Death Punch was at that concert too, and they started their show with Barney.
You're fucking kidding me.
No, we just heard "I love you, you
I hate
love
Five
me."
Finger Death Punch, honestly.
I used to like them, but then I dated someone and I went to that concert with them, and
Oh,
now I don't
no.
like them anymore.
My dad's
slowly
an
been, like-
avid listener.
Wait.
He slowly, and his big thing about listening to them, he was like,
Is it the
know,
military
it's just
kind of
been-
thing?
it's the whole
Yeah.
politics thing for him.
Yeah.
It's the only reason he really listens to him.
Nah.
The biggest thing I always hear everybody complain about with Five Finger Death Punch is that like
military
they
propaganda.
have too much of a that, and it's like a very
whole political based band.
ahead.
I'm not a fan.
yeah. It's
Another
very
thing,
much like a bro vibe, you know.
Dude, bro, look at me. I listen to a big man.
All
Like
right.
I can't bag on my mom, and I'll just like close this on the Five Finger Death Punch thing just to put it on record, I guess. My mom and dad love Five Finger Death Punch, like they love Washed It All
My
Away
dad
and
too.
Jekyll and Hyde, and like I can understand why, but I also see the arguments on the other end of how, in most instances, like a lot of their stuff sounds the same, like talking about like themes of rejection, like on To Be Alone and Coming Down, stuff like that. Like I can see the arguments on how it's like the same thing and they think they're phoning it in, but I'm not a fucking music critic. I'm just an angry guy in a King 810 hat who also happens to play guitar.
That's
I'm a music critic, I guess. So, yeah, if that's fair.
can't hear complaints. I'm a film critic.
Dude, I'm just a
Same.
huge ass musician.
All right.
music man.
So we're gonna,
Music makes you lose control.
so we got a series of questions, kind of like how we did in our first episode, where we'll go down the list of each of us, and we'll ask our least favorites and favorites. Any question you guys would like to start off with? I gave you all the
I got
list.
one.
No,
What was the? Go ahead.
because I sent the list of questions, and I didn't know if you guys want to pick from my list or ask your own question.
I was gonna actually ask my own question because I just came up with it
All right, go
when you
for it.
mentioned Battlefront. Biggest waste of money that you ever spent on a game where it's like you buy it, then you play it, and then you're sitting there and you're playing it. Like, why the hell did I just pay $60 for this?
Injustice 2 Mobile Edition.
I
I would spend.
can see that.
It has in the first half, not gonna lie.
Injustice 2 Mobile Edition, I would buy about $60 worth of gems and then waste all of them within the first 5 minutes of getting them, and then never open the game again for another 2 months, and then rinse repeat.
Oh no.
That was my unhealthy addiction from 2017 all the way to about 2019. Nah, I went all the way to 2020, I think, actually.
Oh man.
Then I just uninstalled the game.
Microtransactions are seriously ruining gaming. We could probably talk about that later.
Not mobile gaming, definitely. You can't
Yeah,
pick up
yeah,
a
yeah.
mobile game that is free and not expect to pay something.
It's either it's free and there's a microtransaction, or it's free and there's microtransaction, or it's paid money and there's microtransactions.
Like you can't have one or the other, pretty much.
It's free, you click a button, you get an ad. Free, you click a button, you get another ad.
Oh my god, I hate those. I guess I'll go next. Biggest waste of money for me. The Last of Us Part 2.
I like that game. I'm upset. So I mean, the story is not great. I will get you there, but the gameplay is spectacular and the soundtrack is even better.
Yeah, that's my thing. I love the soundtrack and the gameplay just was
Exactly.
very, very fluid, but the story.
But sometimes,
My
story.
god,
sometimes
the story.
can just...
The
Oh my God,
story
the
is
story,
awful.
The story is pretty awful. Like, I love everything else about the game. The graphics are gorgeous. The fucking music is even better. I love Gustav Santalio. The gameplay is spectacular, but my god, they could have made it so much better. Or they could have just not made a second game at all.
Dude, I saw a TikTok where it was like Ellie in The Last of Us 1. She goes, I just killed someone. Why did I just kill someone? And then Last of Us 2. It was like, get out of here,
Oh.
bitch.
Psychopath.
It's so yeah, exactly. I saw that TikTok and it's so accurate.
You must have been listening to King 810 during those times
Mhm.
where it's like,
Dude.
okay, I'll just kill them all.
Dude,
Yeah, basically.
Troy Baker is one of my celebrity crushes, and he voices Joel in The Last of Us.
I love Troy Baker. He's
Yeah,
so
me
good.
too.
But like I said, the story alone made me question my decision because like it was like after a while I didn't want to believe like the rumors of how bad the story was, and I'm like nah, I'll give it a chance, and of course I'm like 2 hours in and I'm just sitting there in my game room during the lockdown, just like I am seriously regretting life right now.
It's kind of how I was. Like, I think it was at the 4-hour mark for me though, where I was kind of like, "Fuck!"
Yeah.
He was like right after
Me,
Joel
who
died,
hasn't
and I
played
was
The
like,
Last
"Oh
of Us
god."
nor cares.
Well, when Joel died, like I almost like wanted to break my
I-
fucking controller because I'm sitting there and I'm watching as this
Joel,
happens, and
who's
I'm like,
Joel?
Dude, yeah, exactly. I wanted to just get up and stop. Like, I was so done. I was like, okay, the game is pointless at this point.
Spoilers.
right, yeah. But that's the thing, and there's all these like crazy YouTubers like making the argument like, oh yeah, this game's trying to push like a feminist agenda. It's like a social justice warrior's wet
Those are
dream,
funny.
and I'm kind of like, I'm sitting here and I'm like, uh,
Sometimes it is, sometimes it isn't.
You can make an argument like for that kind of thing with any game.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Dude,
you could just take
yeah.
any game that's not female oriented and just say this is a male misogynistic wet dream.
Exactly. So it's kind of like there's really no point in saying it.
This is why I fucking hate video games, is appealing to the male fantasy.
Oh
Like-
god.
Vine
We
Bros
could
moment.
probably honestly make a whole podcast talking about actual strong female characters in video games compared to the dog shit that they're producing now.
Why don't they have one
Damn
for
it.
girls? Game Boy Girl.
All right. Anybody else got a game that they realized
Absolutely
like, fuck, I just
despised.
wasted my money? Go ahead.
Okay. Because with me, it's just like, what is that one game you just wish you could go back and say, I wish I never spent money on this piece of shit. I want my money back.
I can think of a
And-
lot of the games.
Yeah, and I'm trying to like, it's just been like, because I've never really, I guess, lingered on that. Like when it comes to like super bad games, I'm just because they're forgettable. The games I've played they were just super forgettable.
Are you gonna do this again where you
But
write a
it-
3-paragraph long sentence and then tell us
Shut
the
the fuck
game?
up. Never really had one, I guess. Never really hated a game like so much. But if I had to say I hated a game, like
Dramatic silence.
I don't know. I really don't know.
You only hate video games when you play with me during Smash Bros.
No, I
Dude,
kick your ass
dude.
in
So bad at
Smash.
Smash Bros.
Yes, but I
I
make
kick
you
his
hate.
ass.
I make you hate me. I would just spam the Dream speedrun music and Megalovania as I choose Sans.
No. Brawlhalla moment is just like, you want to see my dog?
You wanna see my dog?
I remember that he beat the shit out of me at the beginning of the semester.
All he
Wanna see my
did was
dog?
spam
Wanna see my
one
dog? And I'm like,
move at
fuck.
you. One move.
Cloudy, do you have a game that you wish you didn't waste money on?
Oh God. I didn't explicitly like waste money on purchasing the game, but like buying shit in the game is like my biggest issue for me. So my younger brother, he's like, "Hey, you should play Fortnite. It's such
Oh
a fun
no.
game. It's great."
Oh
no. This is already heading downhill.
No.
I've spent so
I am
much
sorry.
money on that godforsaken game just because my brother was like, "Hey, you should buy this. Then we'll be 20. Hey, you should buy this." And I'm just like, "Hey, I'm making extra money. Why shouldn't I? What is wrong with doing this?"
Number
And
one
I spent
Fortnite
so
victory
much
royale.
money.
Yeah, Fortnite, we bout to get down. Get down.
The amount of time,
The guy from
dude, makes me
Fortnite.
wanna cry.
I am sorry. I am so
I-
sorry.
I've spent so much money on that godforsaken
Oh no,
game that
I
I
think I
can't
know. Like
stand.
yeah, go on.
Oh, I was done. Go ahead.
Yeah, I think I finally put together the game. Not like my most hated game, but the one I can think of right now is a game that I do not play anymore. And I think I wasted $60 on Animal Crossing. Like I know I'm gonna get flamed for that. Yeah, all these villagers just speaking animalese, going like, all I want to do is say to these villagers, y'all are all pieces of
Meat.
Tom Nook
honestly,
is gonna come in and spin your jaw.
bro. He's gonna start communism on me.
He's gonna come in and be
Dude.
like,
But
Meat.
honestly, it's
Love
just that
Animal
I
Crossing.
kept trying to play the game, and it just never seemed fun. I guess I just wasn't the target, the
yeah, you're
target
not.
people for that game.
Yeah, you're not a 12-year-old girl.
Shut the fuck up.
Slightly offended. I love that game.
So is my sister.
Your
For
sister's also not 12.
yeah, I know. For her birthday, I got her like an Animal Crossing like little gift box that I found at Target.
Ugh.
It had like a blanket, socks in it. There was, I think,
Who doesn't
think
love
a cup.
socks for their birthday?
No, it was like an Animal Crossing themed little gift box. And I had a bunch of like a pillow, blanket, like a cup in it or something like that.
I'm messing with you, but
Yeah.
yeah.
I also got
No.
an Animal Crossing too.
There you go.
She wanted that
Nice.
game
Animal
for so
Crossing
long,
2.
and I got it to her, and I gave it to her for Christmas, I think. What was it? Oh yeah, so I played Fortnite, one time with Kelp.
I'm sorry.
I apologize.
No, I played it one time with Kelp and his friend. That was when they got rid of building, and I was like, you know what? Maybe I'll try the game now. We played and won 7 matches in a row.
Wow.
No,
We deemed
Me
it
too,
a
it's over.
baby game.
I mean, you can't
kinda
really complain
is.
there.
I don't know why these Twitch
Alex was
streamers are
just fighting
failing.
a lot of bots.
No, these were actual fucking. Okay, so we did encounter a few bots, but we also encountered a fucking boss.
Was it the
Yeah,
Rock?
that's apparently a thing.
No, it wasn't the Rock. We were in the helicarrier, and all of a sudden we got fucking shadow clone jitsu'd by like an Ultron bot in the helicarrier.
The
Jesus.
more you know.
But you know, it was decent. I ran a lot of people over in cars. Kelp drove a boat on land. But yeah. What are you guys' kind of favorite franchises in video games? Peyton?
I guess I'll start. Or
Oh, okay.
actually, yeah. I'll let
No,
Peyton start.
No, go ahead. I gotta think.
I need the phone a
Yeah,
friend.
I have an
Ah,
idea
man.
of what Rick's could be.
Oh yeah. Doom is definitely comes to mind as a favorite franchise.
I remember you were big into Mortal Kombat in high school.
Yeah, definitely Mortal Kombat. I've kind of like started to kind of fall out of favor with some of the story elements with the reboots.
Oh my
Me
god.
personally, like, yeah, you know whose fault that is.
Mortal
Not
Kombat
yours.
2011.
It's the
2011
fucking
moment.
fourth Snakes video. Go check him out. But if you're putting everything wrong with the story aside, like the games, like in general, are fun as hell.
Oh hell yeah.
I really wasn't a huge fan of the whole like grinding element for MK11 at launch. I mean, once they patched all the awful difficulty elements and then I guess made everything easier, then the game became fun. But in general, like, name any Mortal Kombat game, chances are I've played it, and I absolutely love it. But I wish that we could go back to the days of where there was like the 3D elements, like from
Oh, where you
Deception.
can like go around the entire ring, kind of like in was it
Yeah.
Pokemon Stadium or Coliseum? I think it's Coliseum.
Yeah, where it's like it was in Deadly Alliance. I think they brought it. They introduced it in Mortal Kombat 4, but they didn't introduce the stage fatalities in until Deception, where it's like there's certain areas of the stage like where if you uppercut someone into the danger zone, then instant victory, pretty much. Wish we could go back to those days, but
They don't
I'm
exist
not
anymore.
NetherRealm. Right, exactly, and I'm not NetherRealm Studios.
And you're not a time traveler.
Yeah, that too.
Not yet.
Oh yeah, and I guess to close it out, another favorite franchise, Call of Duty Black Ops. No doubt about it.
The first two. Not a huge fan of the 3 and 4.
Yeah, I'm with you there. And
I
I
agree
never even
with
played
Max,
Cold
yeah.
War. I never even
Oh, I
played Cold
forgot
War.
about Cold War. Apparently, Cold War and the new Modern Warfare reboots are in the same universe.
Yeah, that's apparently a thing as well, where they brought in like Woods and fucking I don't even know what else they did. They were talking about like, the whole like Rebirth Island and Nova 6 crap, but I could be wrong there because of course I didn't play them, so I've got no room to speak there. But I have plenty of great memories of just staying up late at night and just playing Black Ops Zombies with all my other friends.
Oh, those are
So
the days. World at War, zombies, dude. Me and my
The
brother.
world was so peaceful and just.
One of my
Yep.
first ever YouTube channels was filming on my fucking tablet with a book. Just filming the TV screen of me and my brother just playing Call of Duty World at War Zombies.
Oh my god.
I guess I'll actually bring that question in because all of you guys have played Black Ops Zombies, right?
Yes.
Mhm.
Nope.
All right.
Wow.
Nope.
In that case, what's your guys' all-time favorite map?
I'm gonna get shit for this. Transit.
Can't disagree with you. Mine too.
I can understand it.
I know a lot of people hate Transit, but I love Transit. I loved all the neon aesthetic of it. I love the dark
I can
and
see
the
that.
neon lights, dude. It's awesome. Yeah, that was the map I'd always picked, or that, or the I forgot what the map was called, where like the middle of the town is like lava induced. Oh,
It's just town.
and there was
Just town.
It's
Yeah.
just town. Okay.
Yeah.
My least favorite one is the fucking barn one.
Farmhouse or whatever the hell it was.
I hate that one, dude.
Yep. That one was cramped as shit. For me, it's a bandwagon, I know, but Origins, no doubt about it. The elements, I mean, you got it. Yeah, that map had it all. I mean, the elemental staffs, like the Pack-a-Punched MG08, Ray Gun Mark II. I mean, that was just, in my opinion, it's the quintessential zombies map. No doubt about it. If I had to pick a least favorite map, I'm probably with you there. And actually, you know what? It's actually not Farmhouse. It's Diner.
Oh,
That's probably my least. Or no,
yeah.
not Diner. The bus stop, bus station, or whatever the hell they called it.
That would be Transit.
Well, and it wasn't essentially transit. It was just like the one singular location where you're just playing just at the bus stop.
Oh, okay. I don't.
Yeah.
I have to go back and play it because I have a vague image of it,
Mm-hmm.
but I can't focus on it. It's like me when I don't have my glasses on.
Oh,
Everything's kind
man.
of blurry.
Yeah.
But Peyton, what's your favorite franchise?
Oh, I'm easily gonna have to lean into the Doom universe. Mm. Good memories there. Good memories there.
Yeah. Just proceeds to start playing The Only Thing They Fear Is You.
Mick Gordon. Mick Gordon plays
I
on
love
repeat.
listening to all
Oh,
of
God,
those soundtracks. Every Doom soundtrack is so good.
Yeah. I'm still pissed they haven't put out the soundtrack for Eternal yet.
I know, it's really upsetting.
Well, of course, didn't id Software piss off Mick Gordon because they gave him they tried giving him a deadline for the soundtrack. He didn't meet it, so then they brought in some other asshole to mix the rest of it for him.
Yep. Exactly what they did.
Gamer, what's your favorite? What's your favorite franchise besides the Cybertron franchise?
Besides, you gotta
No,
exclude
I've
that.
never played those games actually.
I love War for Cybertron.
I mean, they're just well-crafted games overall. Like, they were made with quality by High Moon. Like, say what you want about the series as a whole, you cannot deny High Moon's, like, high quality. Well, for Activision.
So, what's your favorite franchise?
Favorite franchise? Honestly, in terms of, like, the amount of games I've played over the years, it's probably Mario, because due to the, diversity of, I guess, the games as a whole. I mean, you've got the party games, you've got, Odyssey, which came out, which is a fantastic and beautiful game. You got 2D, Super Mario Maker and all that, Mario Kart. I mean, what's not to love?
Last Mario game I played, like, not okay. So, last Mario game I played was Super Mario. No, it was Super Mario Super Land 2 or Super Mario Bros. Super Land 2 or whatever it was fucking called. Mario Land. That's what it's called.
Daisy?
No, Mario Land. Super Mario Land 2.
Or you want to go kick Wario's ass?
Yes, I used to have an original Game Boy. That was my first ever console. Was an original brick Game Boy with Super Mario Land 2 on it. Oh, I loved that game.
That sounds like the life.
That was the last game I played, but the last new Mario game I played was Super Mario Maker. I haven't played anything after that.
I mean, I think the last Mario game that I ever played, and this might set some people off. Last one I played was Mario Kart Wii.
No, that's a great way.
God,
No,
That's a
Wii's
great
fucking
one.
so
amazing.
bad at it.
The Wii was
I think that game-
revolutionary, dude.
Oh
I think
yeah,
my first console was a
Dude,
Wii U.
literally watch any, Wii is still going to this day. Because the fans love it that much.
I loved the
Like,
April.
Mario Kart Wii, is the game that refuses to die.
and that is the best thing about it because the game is like literal perfection. I have so many good memories of just coming home from school or just coming home from anything
But yet
really, and just plugging in Mario Kart Wii. Yeah.
But yet Nintendo decided, hey, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, we've had it since, like, Mario Kart 8 as a whole has been around since, what, like, 2014? It's already had its DLC. Why not just add more of it? This game will never die. I swear, if when we get the Switch 2.0 and we get Mario Kart 8, I'm done. I'm not buying it. If we get Mario Kart 8, like, Super Deluxe Donkey Kong Edition.
What was it? Yeah, the Wii was fucking revolutionary. Like, families who never played games had a fucking Wii.
Yeah, well, I mean, I got. It
Hasn't the
had it
Switch
all.
almost beaten, like, the Wii in terms of sales?
Maybe?
I remember how, like I said, like you said, Alex, I mean, families who really never played video games before, they finally did with the Wii. I mean, my fucking dad, I mean, at that time, like, the only video games that he'd played was, I think maybe, like, Shadows of the Empire and some other stuff, like, on the Nintendo 64, like, NBA Hang Time and whatnot. But, like, I remember having, very distinct memories of him helping me out with, this Wii Shop game called Rage of the Gladiator. I don't know if you guys ever played that, but I remember he would always. Yeah, it was the one where it was like a first person beat 'em up game where you're fighting all against all these crazy creatures and what have you. It's pretty fun. But I remember always having memories. Me and him would like take turns like swapping the controller back and forth, and he would like show me all these tricks to beat these freaking guys. It was really fun, and it was one of those things. I'm like, damn, man, I didn't think you had ever played, something like this, as cartoony as it is. And he's like, nah, man, this is awesome.
My favorite franchise would have to be either the Injustice franchise or Pokemon. Oh,
Justice.
okay, it's
I mean,
it's a
I'll
type.
give you the Pokemon one, but man, Injustice I just feel is so fucking overrated.
So it's a type between three. It's the Need for Speed franchise, Pokemon, or Injustice. I will spend hours just playing Injustice 2. I don't care the repetitive or the fucking gear system flaws. I love that game.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Need for Speed.
Get your ass on fighters.
Need for Speed. I loved Need for Speed. Playing Most Wanted on my PS3. I would spend so long just driving around racing in that game. collecting every car I can find, every car I could win in a race. Awesome. Pokemon? Some of my earliest memories are playing Pokemon on my DS and just like hiding it underneath my pillow every time I heard my parents walk around outside my room. I feel like every kid did that. They just had their Wii and then they'd hear the footsteps and immediately close it and put it underneath their pillow and pretend to sleep.
Yeah, my brother did that.
Oh man, I loved Pokemon.
Gotta catch them all.
Are you guys a Nintendo, PC, PlayStation, or Xbox person? Who would like to go first?
Do you mean like currently or like as a kid?
Okay, so I guess what was your favorite kind of console as a kid, and what is it now?
I mean, I only had like a Wii and a Wii U, so I think it's pretty clear.
There you go.
Okay, so gamers Nintendo. I was always a PlayStation kid, but recently I now have my PC, so now I'm more of a PC gamer.
He's a cool
started
kid,
out
though.
as I started out Nintendo 64 just because that was what my grandma had, and then I moved over to PlayStation 2 just because my mom, I think, won it in a contest somehow. I think, and I just remember like having all sorts of good memories playing like Revenge of the Sith and not Star Wars, SpongeBob Lights Camera Pants. that was that game is heaven. Especially like for some crazy 5-year-old kid. So I guess like I've been more or less like a PlayStation fan all my life, but my brother's recently winning me over to the idea of getting a PC. So
I mean, I don't blame you. Like it's like the next logical step.
PC gaming is definitely far superior in my opinion. Although if you were
No, 100%.
Although if you were to get a console, PlayStation would be the way to go. Because if you get an Xbox, most, if not all of Xbox games can be played on PC. But PlayStation has exclusives, like the Spider-Man PS4. Obviously, you can't play that on PC.
Yeah.
Unless there's a thing. There's a thing called, my friend, the emulator.
Yeah, you can use emulators, but those are illegal.
Oh.
So if you are to use one, you don't announce that you are using one.
What about you, Peyton?
Depends on the emulator.
That's true. A lot of the DS and Game Boy ones are fine, but Peyton?
I mean, how else am I gonna play a 20-year-old game Nintendo doesn't sell anymore?
Thrift shops.
Yeah, but good luck in the modern age. When everyone literally goes to those to buy cheap games and then put them on eBay.
Are we good? Am I good
You'll be a collector then.
Yeah.
I grew up with a Wii U and I grew up with an Xbox 360, and I have very specific memories of having like an animal game. I don't even know what it was. I just know that you had to tame like animals, and I think I had a leopard. And
you sure you weren't playing Animal Jam?
I'm very sure.
Dude, Animal Jam was awesome.
It was like
there you go.
For the time. It wasn't animated. It was like whatever. I don't even remember.
Do you think it was for the Kinect, maybe?
Maybe, I don't know.
Dare I say Animal Jam is my jam?
Shut up. No. But yeah, Xbox Series X has to be my favorite though, currently. I'm an Xbox fan through and through.
Yeah, it's like I'm one of those, like I don't bag on anybody who's like, because everybody like in grade school, I'm sure you guys probably dealt with this too. There was like the whole like console war, like, oh, Xbox is better, PlayStation's better, you know, like, and
then there's
because
that one
I had dumb luck, you know.
There's that one kid in the back with a Samsung phone going, I like mobile gaming.
He's clearly special.
Yeah, he goes, I like mobile gaming.
But you know, having like played both growing up, you know, like each one is unique. You know, I mean, Xbox has Halo. You know, PlayStation has Killzone and God of War. Like each, I mean, no console is better than the other. I don't care who you are. I don't care what your fucking degree is. You know, everybody has their preferences. You know,
you motherfucker. No, I got one better. Hey, when you're on the subway and that one little kid comes up to you and says, "Hey, you got games on your phone?"
Yeah.
I did. Alright, so before, when we went to go see Multiverse of Madness on Thursday, May 5th, we sat
So good.
we sat down in our seats and the commercials were on, and I turned to Connor and I go, "Watch this." And I put on the Clash of Clans full blast on my phone.
No, wait, because
Did
someone did that in
anyone
my
say?
theater when I went
Did
to see it.
anyone like
Someone did that
comment
in my
about it?
theater.
No, no one commented about it, but it was funny because I see people start turning their head looking for where the sound wheel came from.
Dude, that's the
It came
exact
from
same
the
thing happened in
movie.
my theater, and I tried to figure out who did it because I was so confused. I was like, wait, I know that sound.
Maybe that sound transcends space and time. You heard it from my theater. It's the multiverse closing in on
Maybe they went
itself,
to the
Peyton.
My
same
god,
theater.
no. Maybe the multiverse.
No, we're on.
Essentially, at this rate, like that game is pretty much it. That noise alone is ingrained into almost everybody's heads. Whether or not you played Clash of Clans, like
And that middle school kid
you know where it's
asking if
from.
you like to
I
play
got
cock.
a close second is Clash Royale.
I used to play Clash Royale, and I was in competitive league in the school. I
You
hated
were
it.
in the competitive league
It was
for your fucking school.
It was 8th grade middle school. We had a little group that played Clash Royale, and we each had like
That
a tier system, and the leader of the group would be determined on how many trophies you can get that week. I
my
never
school
got
had
it.
something so similar, but we had a Minecraft club instead of
Oh, I am okay. So I am heated at our school, because our school never had anything cool like clubs. Like the coolest,
I know where
we have
you're
an
going with
esports
this one.
club, dude.
our coolest thing was probably comic book club or like literature club or stuff like that. As soon as we graduate, the next year my brother comes in as a freshman. They have video game club with custom made gaming chairs and PCs.
Oh
That's what
yeah,
we
my
have.
brother
Bro,
We
got
have
what
it.
an
bullshit
esports
is
club
that?
that does like Rocket League tournaments.
Yeah, my
Like
brother did Rocket. My brother literally took part in the Rocket League, fucking
League,
thing
the
this year.
Rocket League.
That reminds me
Yeah.
of my own story.
Our
Like
school
being in
has
middle. Yeah, go on, Alex.
Yeah, like our school has custom like made PCs and custom made gaming chairs with your name sewed into it. Like what is that bullshit? My brother wanted to be a part of it, but instead he just went to a concert with me. That was the
Colossus.
I think that was the Avatar concert.
Your brother, that was fucking genius. Yo, we could totally make like a whole podcast just you and me, and maybe even if we brought Connor in about the shenanigans we saw when we were in Chicago.
Oh my fucking god.
Can have shit in Chicago, can you?
Okay, what was it? Oh yeah, what game do you think you've poured the most hours into?
Well, let's just check my Switch.
Go right ahead, man.
Alright, so while he checks, anyone would like to go?
Oh man, like that's like hard for me to think about. I mean, because it's probably a tie between two for me at
Oh
least.
no! Why is it this game?
What game is
Oh
it?
god.
What game is it?
You don't want to know.
Oh yeah,
You
we
don't
do.
want to know.
Yes, we do.
No, you don't.
Yes, we do.
No,
Tell
you
us.
don't.
Tell us.
No, you don't.
Gamer, you
It's
better
fucking
tell us.
Fortnite. Kill me. I want to kill myself. I want to kill myself.
It's Fortnite?
I want to fucking. I want to Kachiga myself.
You gotta
Oh
keep
my
it
God.
PG.
Oh my. For me,
Okay, but in all seriousness, like the games I would pour the most hours into is I've been fucking obsessed with Hollow Knight lately. I cannot stop playing it. I have an addiction. Somebody help me. But honestly, I could see myself putting 1,000 hours into Hollow Knight.
Oh,
You're fucking kidding me, Alex.
Um,
There's no way you put that many hours into that game.
no, not Angry Bird. For me, it has to be Pokemon Heart Gold, Soul Silver. I would spend hours just in my bed at night shiny hunting Pokemon. It's either that or Injustice 2. Because
I already know how
with
Alex is with that.
with Injustice 2 on my PS4, like that was the game I play every fucking day. It was either that or Arkham Knight.
Yeah,
Those were the
we
only
could
two
talk
games
about
I ever
that.
played.
Fucking Riddler trophies.
Peyton, what about you?
It was probably Red Dead 2.
There
I
you
put
go. Hell yeah.
so much of my life and blood, sweat, and tears in that goddamn game. Like, to this day, I replay the story constantly, trying to find new things and everything. I can't not play it. It's so fun. It's so good.
So in the game you play as a cowboy, right?
Mm-hmm.
So in this place you'd be a cowgirl. So if you play the game backwards, you'd be a reverse cowgirl.
You're not funny.
Shut the fuck up, Alex. Shut up.
Not funny. Didn't laugh.
Damn. Try again next time.
Yeah, you should.
We'll get him next time, boys.
No.
Motion foiled.
Little
We'll get him next
spoiler
time.
for people who have not played the game. When Arthur dies, like every time that happens, it doesn't matter like how many times I've played this story, I always cry every damn time. It's so
like
attached.
I'm kidding.
I get
I
get
cry at
attached
games
to
too.
video game characters all the time.
I've done it. For me, it's either Doom Eternal or Call of Duty Black Ops 2. I just like Black Ops 2 probably honestly seems more legit just because I remember like when I got it, all the DLC had already come out. Like I bought the game when the Origins DLC was launched. So I just said fuck it and just bought the season pass with all the zombies maps on it and everything. And I just remember like spending almost all of my summers and just any time off that I had from school, just coming home and playing multiplayer or just grinding in zombies. But Doom Eternal also seems pretty legit just because that came out right when COVID happened, and obviously none of us had anything better to do other than sit inside our homes and go crazy, So I drove myself crazy playing Doom Eternal, and I think I've beaten that game at least 10 fucking times. I mean, why not?
Everyone always talks about quarantine like you were stuck inside all the time. I never got that. Like, of course, school was, of course, you had to stay home and do school, but we only had to do that for like not even half a semester before we graduated.
Right.
That's what happened with me as well.
But yeah, with me, like, all I did was go to school and then work. And when COVID happened, my hours at work just went up because a lot of people were quitting because of the COVID thing. But I never quit. I needed the money. So if anything, like, I never stayed home that often. Like, I either had to go to work and come home, and then I would just play video games and go to work and go home. That was it. Like, I never really experienced the shut-in feeling of being, in quarantine.
Yeah, me neither. Because I mean, like on the occasion, like I'd go for walks with my family, or like we'd go to Susie's or something. But obviously, Alex, Susie's.
Yeah, Susie
Go
Pizza.
there for we go there for pizzas on occasion. Just go outside. We do whatever. So it was never like a constant like shut in feeling like I'm trapped inside my own hell type feeling. But even then, like any time that I had off, I was usually playing Doom Eternal, and it got so bad to the point that I was literally on a Zoom call for my math class, and my teacher looks at me and she's like, "Rick, what are you doing?" And I'm not gonna lie to her because I like the teacher. I'm just like, playing Doom Eternal, and she's like, "You understand the material though, right?" And I'm like, "Yeah, you know me. I'll shoot you an email if I have any questions." But of course, I did end up emailing her because even she admitted that half of the PowerPoints and notes weren't making like any sense. But there you go.
I have a question. What game did you guys like stumble across? They had no idea what it was and turned out to be an absolute gem.
Hollow Knight.
Well, Hollow Knight is kind of well known. I'm talking about like games you've never.
Yeah, but I didn't know anything about it.
Okay, that's fair. All right.
All I heard is like, "Hey, silly indie game."
Hollow Knight. You said Hollow Knight.
Oh, I gotcha.
Yeah, I fucking am in love with this game.
So
I might honestly check that out now.
A game that
it's like Dark Souls, but not at the same time.
A game that I've never heard of prior to playing the game before, and it turned out to be awesome, was Heavy Rain. I'm not sure if you guys know what Heavy Rain is. It's a story-based game. It's like the choose your own adventure type game, like the Telltale series, but it's made by the people who made Beyond Two Souls. I don't know if you guys ever played that game either.
I think I've heard of it before. Also, before we move on to the next topic, I have another game I like to bring up.
Okay.
Yeah, not right now, but I'm saying like
Okay,
when,
alright.
everyone needs to go.
But,
yeah.
I've never heard of Heavy Rain before. My aunt got like a bunch of games that were like on sale, and I didn't play it for the longest time. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna play it. So I booted up my PS3, the PS3 that we had, and I played Heavy Rain, and I was just glued to that screen till I finished the story. There's like 4 different endings, and apparently I got the bad one. It's about like it's following a serial killer who leaves origami at his crime scenes.
I remember this game now.
And you have to like puzzle solve to figure out who it is. And the main character, his son, ends up getting taken by this origami killer. And you play as the dad. You play as a detective, like a private investigator, researching the case. And then you play as this one chick, who tries to help, the dad. And it's really fun. I enjoyed it. I really recommend it.
Right.
You guys have any games that you didn't know about that turned out to be absolute bangers?
Hoping Peyton go, but yeah, you can go.
Oh, okay. So do y'all know what Itch.io is, right?
What was it?
Geo. It's a website that you can get games off of. A bunch of really
I've heard that. I've heard the term. I've heard the name get thrown around a couple times.
Yeah, I've heard that before in my computer programming class.
So it's my biggest go-to thing for like indie horror games because I'm a sucker for good like indie horror games, and I can't quite remember the name of it, but you're basically driving a car around in the middle of the night, and you're being stalked. You're not quite aware of it, but just something feels off. I don't know how to explain it. It's a really good game. The atmosphere is wonderful.
Is it like one of those anxiety-based games?
Yeah, and then stuff happens at the end to really. It's good.
You ever play? Did you ever play Neverending Nightmares?
Mm-hmm.
The name sounds familiar,
yeah.
But I don't think so.
For those who aren't aware of Neverending Nightmares, it's pretty much like it's the same thing. I'm pretty sure it's indie horror. But it was made by the guy who made the game, like legitimately suffers from like insomnia and depression and stuff like that. And the actual game, it's like this weird, like creepy as fuck, like black and white art style. I don't even know how to describe it. Like for those who haven't played it, but it's like very like 80s, like 70s, like classic, like themed, where there's like mansions, like there's no like real technology. And it's pretty much like you play as this kid, Thomas, and he's constantly suffering from nightmares where either he's getting killed or he is killing himself. I'm sorry if that is a trigger warning, but that's just the nature of the beast with this game. It's very, very graphic, but it's genuinely disturbing to the point like where it's almost enjoyable. I have no idea. Like, I hate mentioning the game, but it was fun. I mean, it was genuinely unsettling, and I think that's what kind of contributed to its appeal. But if you want, just cut that out if you want.
Oh, I mean, it's fine. I mean, people know it's a video game, and a lot of people realize that a lot of developers suffer from that kind of stuff.
Right? Yeah.
Because I mean, the industry, like the fucking development industry, is a toxic environment. Like
you can honestly, yeah,
a lot of overtime, but no overtime pay, kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Where you're constantly crunching to get deadlines done, but you're just underappreciated. Like people need to like realize that a lot of like the game developers that work on these games, like they're actually like very fucking smart people. Like a game wouldn't be as good without these developers that are being underpaid.
Right? Yeah. That's why, like I said, I hate that the game is like very like dark in nature, but I guess in a way You can almost liken it to horror movies in that sense, like Hereditary and The Purge and stuff like that, where the elements of darkness and danger and bleakness serve to its appeal. I guess if that makes sense. On a lighter note, game that I'd never heard of or was kind of small, but I ended up loving, Ace Attorney.
Like Ace Ventura, or not Ace Ventura? That's the fucking movie. That's the fucking Jim Carrey movie. That's Phoenix Wright. Phoenix Wright.
Yep,
Yeah.
Phoenix Wright.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember I found the game on the App Store my freshman year. That game pretty much made up my entire freshman year at high school. Just playing that shit on the bus. Yeah, and and like I said, just playing that on the bus on the way home, on the way to and from school, like just playing all the cases, from Trials and Tribulations, Justice for All, the OG Ace Attorney. I loved it.
I think
so much fun.
I think Amber Heard's lawyer thinks he's Phoenix Wright in his head every time he goes objection hearsay.
No, bitch. You are not Miles Edgeworth. You're not Phoenix Wright. Yeah. You sure as hell ain't Godo.
Okay, yeah, I don't want to get into that too much, but
I just
want to make that joke.
It's a really good joke.
It's I don't know if you guys play any ROM hacks at all.
I've tried,
but I like a lot of like exploring Pokemon ROM hacks and shit. I actually bought a cartridge of a ROM hack for a Pokemon game. It's fun. I love to play it. The only problem is the cartridge is like just a tiny bit bigger than an actual DS cartridge, so it makes it so it barely fits in the device. And if it's shifted ever so slightly, the game will crash.
Oh god. The only ROM hack game I can ever really remember playing was Ultimate Mortal Kombat Trilogy, and that's like from some website that actually allows you to play the game for free without freaking playing it.
Did you ever play those on the Chromebooks?
I did. Yeah, I did.
Our school gave out Chromebook laptops for all their students, and I don't know a single person in that school who didn't have like a DS or a Game Boy emulator on that thing. I would constantly play Pokemon Fire Red in the back of the classroom.
Like I said, I always just played Ultimate Mortal Kombat Trilogy, which, for those of you guys who don't know, it was like this massive ass hack of Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3 that allowed you to play as like every single character that's ever existed in Mortal Kombat, fantasy character or otherwise. You had Chameleon, you had Mortal Kombat 1 Shang Tsung, you had Goro, Kintaro, you had Shao Kahn. And I remember even like in some versions, like you could play as like Quan Chi. They just used his sprite from Mortal Kombat Mythologies, and then they even had like this custom. I don't know if it was like a fan character or a character from the movies, but like another cyborg called Hydro, where like his signature ability was water. I mean, that's yeah, yeah, but yeah, I mean, that game was fun as hell.
Yeah.
What was your topic?
Yeah, the other one I wanted to say was a game I think caught me even more off guard than Hollow Knight. The First Tree.
First Tree?
I didn't know anything about this game. Like nothing at all, right? Just absolutely nothing. I'm chilling here, I'm vibing, I'm going on, because I've just bought Hollow Knight and Burnout Paradise, and I had a little bit of money left, and I said, what's this First Tree? It was on sale for like $1. I'm like, okay, I'll buy it. It was $10. Bought it. Fucking beautiful. It's fucking. I don't want to explain it because I spoiled the game. But in a nutshell, what I can say about the game without really spoiling it is that I will say one thing: the dialogue is not how two human beings speak, but it is. To me, it's just this game is able to get across like the beauty of its surreal. So you start as a fox.
I saw that. You said two human beings, and I googled it, and all I see is foxes. You a furry?
No.
Fox.
Wait, Alex, we all know that you are one.
I am not.
So come out of the closet.
I am out of the closet, just not out of the furry closet.
So you're still in the furry closet?
No, I don't have a furry closet. I don't have a fursona.
If anything, we're just a bunch of weirdos with bunny ears that try to emulate Justin Bonnets from Tala.
what are you
Anyways,
talking about? I don't have bunny ears.
with the first 3,
No one should
you
read
know, you
this.
start off with like your fox character, right? You know, and your goal is to find your missing cubs. And then it's also, as you go around in like this dream world as the fox, you're learning bits and pieces of, because the whole thing's a dream. You're in a dream, and as you go around investigating, you come across these like little marks of the main characters, like, or Joseph is what his name is, you know, his path, like his history. You stumble upon like I don't know, like a toy truck, and he talks about like how my father did this and all that. Basically, goes on for that for like another hour or two, and you learn so much history, so much death, and it's like it's a bit of a walking simulator, but it's it's to me the soundtrack's phenomenal. I absolutely adore. That's what really caught me because it's like a $10 game, and it has a phenomenal soundtrack. I'm like, and this was all made by one guy. One guy. It was I loved the game. Absolutely loved it.
If you guys
So I
can,
do. Go on.
if you guys can make your dream game, what genre would it be, and how would it play?
Oof.
Peyton, do you want to go first on this one?
Sure, why not? I'm a sucker. Okay, I read a lot of books for context, so this is kind of like this really ties into that.
I'm kidding. I read books too.
I love books. I'm a sucker for like cheesy young adult romance because it's so simplistic, and so I don't laugh at me.
You're talking
so
to a guy who detests romance, but I'm not gonna flack you for
it's
it. So
not
go
the
ahead.
main thing though. Don't even worry. It mostly be a murder mystery style. Like I read this book, the Naturals by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. Love that woman. I love every book that she's ever written. But it'd be similar to that, where it's a bunch of young teenagers who got recruited by the FBI to work for them and solve cold cases originally, and then it escalates into a lot. But it'd be something a little similar to that, with like that very like a drop of romance and a pool of mystery. Like a murder mystery kind of thing, where you go around solving cases. I don't know. That's kind of my idea.
That
I focus more on
reminds
soundtrack and scenery. Okay, go ahead.
that
Doesn't sound too bad.
That reminds me of a book series. Fuck, what was it called? Where it was like a teen recruited into their like spy organization to solve crimes and shit. Alex Rider. That's what it was. You guys ever read Alex Rider?
Mm-mm.
No?
No.
No, I haven't.
Oh my, I love that series. Used to read it a lot.
Sorry, I'm a nerd.
I am a nerd. Cry about it. But yeah,
Cope.
I mean, that'd be pretty cool. I like murder mystery games. I like playing in my free time. But then I get stumped and I get angry and I don't play them again.
Imagine being dumb.
No, it's not being dumb. It's like 2 a.m. I drank too much and I'm like, I can't figure it out.
No brain.
Yeah,
That's
the
sober
ethanol
now.
kills brain cells. Kid Gamer, oh, what would be your dream game to make?
Dream game to make. Honestly, I guess like since I've always been like since I grew up with like kaiju movies and all that, like there's many ideas I have for a dream game, but one of those ideas would be to actually have a good Godzilla game for once.
Oh,
Like to have this semi open world, you know, you play as like Godzilla, you know, characters or like kaiju from all across the franchise. Like wouldn't that be so cool to go around big cities with other players? You know, stomping around, attacking. Like, I'm surprised this hasn't been turned into like an actual idea for like Toho. Like, I'm surprised it's never been done before.
Well, have you seen Call of Duty's new collaboration with like the fucking Godzilla movie series called Operation Monarch?
It's Godzilla versus Kong, I think, is what they're bringing in.
Yeah, it's Call of Duty Warzone Operation Monarch, and it has Godzilla versus Kong, I believe.
It looks okay. I just don't really, you know, care for it that much.
Probably because there's more of it. They're still focusing on. They're like merging it with the new Call of Duty.
All it seems like, all it to me just seems like is, hey, you know, say, hey, look at this, like, you know, big kaiju walking around the map. That's all I see. That's literally it for me.
I think you'd rather like have developers put more of an emphasis on like the kaiju like going around cities and just stomping it to dust and like just butchering everything they see. Honestly, like if they were to do that, I'd buy it. That doesn't sound like a bad idea.
I'm gonna have a cop out with my answer and take an established franchise and see a game that I would want to see from that franchise. I would like to see a Pokemon game where you could travel in between regions. Like, let's say you start your journey in the Kanto region, and you finish the Kanto region, and you could fly out to like the Sinnoh region, and like do that. Like the mechanics would have to be worked out extensively because there would be risk of over leveling to very high degree. Like level caps would have to change, or maybe when you switch to a new region, levels get reset, or you're only allowed to take specific Pokemon. It'd be a very difficult thing to accomplish, but there is a Pokemon MMO fan-made game that's online that I thought was really cool, and I want to see like an established game from that. But
Nintendo hasn't taken it down yet?
I don't think so. If I had to make an established, not really. If I had to make my own game that I haven't really seen before, I like horror games, but not a lot of them have really like caught my attention or made me invested as much as ghost hunting games. I love Phasmophobia, but to me it's a little cartoonish.
I can see that.
Give me more of a puzzle-solving mystery like ghost hunting game where you go into this like haunted house and you need to do like Phasmophobia, you do tasks to figure out what the ghost is, but the ghosts can interrupt these tasks or you doing the middle of the task. They don't necessarily kill you unless it's more of an angrier spirit or a different kind of like being. But I think it'd be really cool to I think it'd be really cool to see like a multiplayer horror game like Phasmophobia, but more on the side of puzzle solving and mystery and horror. Like you'd have to find out how they died in order to cleanse the spirit.
Like free them that way, pretty much.
Because Phasmophobia, you just figure out the spirit is, you do the extra tasks, you leave. I want a game where like you have to release the spirit, or like defeat the demon in order to win.
Like a version, like a spin on like the idea of Constantine.
I was thinking more of Supernatural.
Oh, nothing wrong with that either.
Oh, I was gonna say all I'm thinking in my head is the silly little Roblox knockoff.
Dude, that Roblox knockoff, like they'll have like phantoms, like shit. You see, like it scares you, like it legitimately scares you more than Phasmophobia would.
It's stupid.
It's very
we should go play the Backrooms.
The other thing I
Backrooms.
was,
we should play Backrooms into Roblox.
There you go.
Rick, what would be your dream game to make?
Frick, my headset fell off because I'm a huge fan of like fighting games and whatnot. Like it's essentially what I grew up on. This might sound like a really bastard idea, but I saw this this was just like an idea on a forum I was reading where people like take like creepypasta characters. So you got your like Jeff the Killers, Eyeless Jack, Slender Man, the whole
Red.
package. And you know where I'm going with this. You make them and turn them into like a Mortal Kombat style fighting game.
That'd be pretty
kind of
cool
like
to see.
Yeah, I mean the idea has already been done with like this indie game called Terrordrome, where it's like a bunch of horror characters in like the same thing, Mortal Kombat style fights, like with fatalities and finishers and whatnot. But it's one of those I would like to see this done like on a full on professional scale, where like it's like something like if NetherRealm were to do it. Obviously, I don't think they would, but like if someone could do it in a similar fashion to like a NetherRealm style fighting game where there's like a lot of time and effort like put into the characters to how they would fight, intro dialogue, maybe X-rays, something like that.
Yeah, I feel like that would have been good, especially with the creepypasta stuff, but I feel like creepypasta definitely lost a lot of its luster after like 2015.
No, it lost its luster after the Slenderman almost murder case. That's when it fucking died.
No. If anything,
I
that
would say that.
Slenderman
Yeah,
murder case definitely boosts its popularity in a cult
Yeah,
following.
that's what I'm thinking too.
In a cult following sort of way, but to the general public and the general people,
Well,
no.
yeah, to the general people and general public who don't really follow it, because from 2013 all the way to about maybe 2016, I was like big into creepypasta. And I definitely would have liked to seen like a Mortal Kombat style fighter with those creepypasta characters, but I feel like it's just too small of an audience to actually make something of it.
Yeah, I feel like a better approach, like if you're gonna do like it's just like here's the thing of like Mortal Kombat and like Injustice is that something I like is that the lack of like combos flair. Like sure you're doing a combo, you're comboing someone, but it just looks weird. If that makes sense.
Oh, I'm sorry, Smash Bros. And Brawlhalla Stan.
No, I'm sorry, who is somebody who has played Dragon Ball Z Fighters. Whenever you're doing combos in that game, it just seems to flow so well.
Yeah, but it takes you 9
Like, I feel like
episodes
if
to
you
do a
take it-
combo.
Is this in Dragon Ball Z?
You
It's
said
Dragon Ball
that's
Fighters.
Oh my god, same thing.
I don't know. I guess I would just like to see, like, I guess in a way to sort of kind of like mix up my answer a little bit. Maybe just like make Terradrome then with like the horror characters and like throwing them all into a fighting game, and then like just amp it up on a more professional scale.
Yeah, because if you were to do like established horror characters that have a good enough audience, especially with the slasher horror films that have shown to be good at fighting, that definitely would gain a pretty good audience, especially with dads.
Yeah, and then hell, even in like some other ways, like you could bring in like modern horror, and you could include that in there. Like I'm just throwing this out there right now. Like you could like have matchups like The Conjuring's Valak against fucking like
Freddy
Reagan McNeil
Cougar.
from that, or even like I said, like a
Annabelle.
more out there matchup would be Annabelle, or even like I said, Reagan McNeil from The Frickin' Exorcist. I mean, that might be a bit of an out there character, but like have her have a finisher like where she's spinning her head around and like turns a guy into dust or something. I don't know, something goofy like that. But yeah.
What is your controversial gaming opinion? Do you guys have a controversial gaming opinion?
I do.
Okay.
Two of them technically. One, microtransactions are ruining. Actually, that's not controversial.
That's not controversial. That's kind of
that's
kind of an already basic opinion. I guess here's a controversial opinion: feminism is ruining gaming.
I would say that's controversial. I just think that's overall, yeah, you're pretty right.
You know, I mean, like I said, when you pay attention, what was that fucking Knuckles quote?
And Knuckles and Knuckles and Knuckles.
Well, Knuckles, like, Amy, the more you like draw attention to like gender role stereotypes, the less impact it's gonna have, or something like that. I don't remember it. It was something
I guess you could say that.
Awesome like that. Sorry, what was the other one? Oh, that was okay. Yeah. Anyone else?
That was the other one. I mean, I can't really. Yeah.
Anyone else have any controversial gaming opinions?
I just had one on the tip of my tongue and now it's gone. Fuck.
I can further elaborate on my point, like if you want to try to think about it.
I have one.
And then you can just cut me off when you got it.
Call of Duty Ghosts and Call of Duty Advanced Warfare aren't bad games. I think they're pretty good. I love Call of Duty Ghosts and Call of Duty Advanced Warfare. I don't think they're bad games in the slightest.
I loved Advanced Warfare. I mean, I have, again, same thing. Great memories of playing that game with my dad. And I think we were like one of the few people when that game came out at launch to get lucky, and we had the ASM1 Speakeasy, which, for those of you who haven't played the game, that gun was broken for years.
Call of Duty Ghost was the formulation of my YouTube name. Like, that was the stepping stone for my name, was playing Call of Duty Ghost and being in a clan in Ghosts for multiplayer. The clan was called Trackers. Our clan tag was TRK. And at the time, my username was theday65. Don't know why.
There you go.
I just thought it was cool.
Mhm.
The day has come.
It didn't have the XX on each side.
Nope. Then when I had the clan tag, it was just the day 65 and then the TRK clan tag. And then when I stopped playing Ghosts, I formulated the name Day TRK, which stuck around forever until about mid 2019 when I went to go play bowling with friends, and the bowling screen only allowed 3 characters for your name for some fucking reason. So I couldn't do ALEX, so I just did ALX. And then that stuck. And then possibly midway when I first met you, Peyton, was when I started using Day ALX rather than Day TRK. And that's the formulation of my YouTube name. It all started with ghosts.
He's thankful
It's
for a
actually
lot.
it's a hell of a story. Yeah. Peyton, do you got your controversial opinion?
I'm trying to think about it, and it's like slipping my mind every fucking time.
Karen's video games do not cause violence. You raising your kids do.
That's another hot take.
Bro,
Yeah,
is anyone like sick of like these like videos where parents like destroy like their children's like consoles?
Oh my
Like
god,
all that fucking
dude.
all that's fucking
Yeah.
gonna do is make it worse in the future.
I remember like a kid got arrested for stealing a car to escape his, abusive parents, and the fucking cops found that he had recently played GTA and then pinned it on the game rather than, domestic violence.
Bro, what?
Really gonna have a warning before this. Wow.
Yeah. Oh
Thomas
god.
had never seen such stupidity before.
Yeah, that's
But
the
in a
world
way,
for you.
yeah. But that's in ways people try to link video games with really, really horrible topics. Like the same thing when people try to compare heavy metal music to violent crime. Like there's no link
Correlation.
there. Like they tried. Yeah.
It's always like the reason with video games and like YouTube and shit, when quote unquote like classic media or like real media quote unquote likes to shit on YouTube is because they don't see like the YouTube industry or the gaming industry as actual mediums of entertainment because they're old and jaded and grew up with, this system. Like the TV, like news, TV shows, like video essays are amazing. Like people spend hours making those videos. But if you show like a video essay to like someone who makes movies and shit, they're going to be like, "Oh, cool. It's just a YouTube video." Like that's how they see it. They just see it as, a stupid video. Because there's not much respect for YouTube videos and gaming as there is for, music or TV and movies because to like people who didn't grow up with that kind of stuff don't see it as quote real media.
Yeah. Like I've learned about various forms of internet phenomena from Frederick Knudson's Down the Rabbit Hole. Like and various like forms about like video game YouTubers and like the never-ending nightmare that surrounds some other individuals who will remain nameless. But yeah, that's just that. It's like you said, yeah.
Same thing with like heavy metal. Like when that shift kicked off in like early mid 80s, they just try to link it to satanic like satanic cults and like violence and shit because music before then was pop, jazz,
rock and roll sort of
classic rock and roll, like very very blues-esque in that like people would rather listen to the Animals' House of the Rising Sun than Metallica Whom the Bell Tolls because that was more linked with crime even though there was like no correlation. Most people listen to metal music to get out and vent that frustration by singing along to that song and screaming along with it. Because when you listen to metal, people always think it's like, oh, anger and rage. But when you listen to it and actually read the lyrics, 9 times out of 10, it's pain. Like,
Could show you some satanic jazz.
oh, yeah, true. Yeah, a lot of like blues has more satanic ties to it than fucking metal does. Do you know how many stories of blues singers have sold their souls to be like get top charts?
I've heard those for
Yeah.
years, man. Like the David Bowie, like when David Bowie died, like I mean, people were like, there was this one asshole on YouTube, the Vigilant Christian. He was trying to say that David Bowie was like going to go to hell, like and all that, and people were understandably so. People were freaking pissed.
Well,
In a
that
way,
was
that's like the
also
same.
homophobically charged too, because David Bowie was openly pan.
Yeah. It's the same thing. I mean, we've probably dove way too far off the topic of like people trying to say video games cause people to do violent things, but
Yeah.
it's one of those. All this shit is intertwined. There's no denying that. But I
All
mean,
right.
the never-ending conundrum continues.
The last topic I want to talk about before we finish the podcast is favorite Lego game.
Oh hell yeah! Let's end.
Lego Star Wars: The Complete Saga, obviously.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Okay, I have a funny. When I streamed Lego Star Wars, the Skywalker Saga, and I played R2D2, and I thought he had the jetpacks, I jumped off the edge hoping to fly.
Oh
and it
yeah, I saw
didn't.
that. I saw that.
Yeah, I've done that. Yeah.
Dude, same with Jar Jar. Jar Jar's thing in the Complete Saga was that he could double jump and jump high. Complete Saga, no, he just has a grappling gun for some fucking reason. It's so weird. But I'm not saying Complete Saga is not Complete Saga. Skywalker Saga is a bad game. It's pretty cool. I enjoy it, but it's not my favorite. My favorite's got to be the original Lego Batman.
Mine
Oh
too.
hell yeah!
Like
that
was the shit.
Yeah,
I remember having.
I love that.
I remember having my older sister's DS and playing Lego Batman on that. Like that was my first ever Lego game. I think it was that one. And then we got the Wii.
Was that game about like on the DS? Was it like as high quality as it was like on say like with the cutscene and gameplay wise? Was it just about like on par like with say like the PS2 or like any of the console versions, or was it like its own?
It was its own
unique
thing. There were no cutscenes in the game. Instead, for the cutscenes, they had comic book panels.
Okay, so I guess obviously because of hardware limitations.
Yeah, it was the same story, but it was told via comic book panels, which I thought was really cool. But the graphics were toned down, obviously, because hardware limitations. But when we got the Wii, we got Lego Batman, Lego Indiana Jones, Lego Star Wars Complete Saga, Lego Star Wars 3, which me and my brother played a shit ton. We used to go in the arcade mode and just fight each other. Like build armies and fight. Another one was Lego Batman 2. That one
was pretty good. Yeah.
And then when we got our PS3, I got Lego Batman 3 Beyond Gotham, and I played that a lot. I got all the DLC for that game. But yeah, my favorite has to be the original Lego Batman.
Yeah, I can agree with that. I mean, I remember like, I'd already beaten like the main game like twice when I was in grade school. But then like when I found out that you could actually like unlock Two-Face and like play as the villain, oh man, I was deliberately waking up like 2 hours early before school just so I could try to beat those missions.
It was also awesome because in Arkham Asylum, that's where the character customizer was, and I thought that was really like another difference between DS and the console versions of Lego Batman is the DS versions were very linear in their like HUDs. So the Batcave was like very 2D run across kind of thing. But Arkham Asylum, there was like 2 stories. You could enter cells, close cells. Like it was like characters would be inside the cells and you can let them out, kind of thing. It was really cool. I enjoyed that.
Complete Saga, I think, for everybody is the OG that everybody just knows and loves. You never can't go wrong there.
Your favorite Lego game? I think you said Lego Batman 2, right? Or like Lego Batman as well. All right, good talk.
Wait, I'm sorry. Were you talking to me?
Yeah. Yes.
Shit, I'm so sorry. No, Lego Batman, easily favorite.
I remember when I was playing Lego Star Wars: The Complete Saga, I had unlocked the Indiana Jones character, but I didn't know how. So when I started a new save file, I tried unlocking the Indiana Jones character after I had all of the characters. I'm like, how the fuck do I get this character? I didn't realize you had to go into the movie thing and watch the trailer for it. And when I figured that out, I'm like, Pog?
I'm dumb.
Yeah, I'm dumb. But
Man,
yeah, I feel like
now that I know that, I feel like an idiot because it was the only character I never had in the complete saga.
oh, also the DS version of Lego Batman had a little more characters too. Like the DS version had Victor Zsasz, Ra's al Ghul,
Mhm.
Hush was one of the characters.
I'm jealous.
Of all characters to be in the DS, Hush of all characters.
Well, at that time, Batman Hush was, I think, going on. So I think it was to promote that because Lego Batman would have come out in like what, 2008, 2009?
Somewhere 2009, maybe 2010.
No, it'd be before 2010
Okay.
because 2010 to 11 or 2012 is when they started adding voice acting with Lego Batman 2. But
Bruce,
yeah.
it's been 16 years.
Yeah.
You still owe. It's been 5 years.
Okay.
You still owe me $16.
I've been looking for people who have also played this Lego game, but I haven't found anyone. Lego Universe.
I recall it.
It was.
I don't think I ever played it.
Lego Universe.
I think I played it a long time ago.
Yeah, Lego Universe was a PC open world Lego game. It was up for about, I think, it was up for about like less than a year before servers were shut down. But that, oh my god, every time I get home from school, me and my siblings would just take turns like logging into our accounts and just grinding on that game. It was awesome. I loved that game. And when the servers got shut down, we were so fucking sad. But apparently they're trying to revive it with a fan-made version called Dark Flame Universe, and I'm waiting for that Kickstarter like to finish up. But you know, I'm excited. I love that game. Like if I can go back and relive a childhood memory, it would be of playing that game.
Hell yeah. Sweet.
All right. Anyone have any final remarks? Cloudy, Cloudy/Peyton, whatever. Do you have anything to plug?
No, I just want to say that I have distinct memories of playing the Lego Batman game in my dentist's office. And the beanbag.
Oh, that's awesome.
You said that, and I have those same experiences.
No, it's just like the people always like when you're like 8 or 9 and you're going to the dentist. They just say it's not that bad. Fucking insert like fucking Springtrap scream like in the next room. That's what the other kids fucking sound like. Like always fucking screaming. There was always that one kid.
I do have
At
some
the dentist.
funny dentist.
In my,
I do have some.
I mean, like at my dentist, yeah. I mean, yeah. Sorry.
You're good. I do have some funny dentist stories, but that would have to be for a different.
That's until next time, friends.
All right. Well, this has been the Sourcewell podcast. You guys like to say bye?
Bye.
Bye there. I'll see you guys around.
Shit fits.
Check out my channel.
Thanks for having me.
All right, of course.
All right. Yeah.
Adios.